Captures the commissioner of police. Batman goes to the rescue, but the Joker has laid many traps along the way. He is out to get the Caped Crusader. Batman, Funhouse of Fear. The bat signal split the night sky like cannon fire. Batman was needed. The Batmobile sped through the streets of Gotham City. When he arrived at police headquarters, Batman found no sign of Commissioner Gordon. Instead, he was greeted by the chief of police.
"Where's the commissioner?"
asked Batman. "That's the trouble. He disappeared," said the chief. "An hour ago, we received this." He handed a small pink card to Batman. It read, "He who laughs last, laughs loudest." "What do you suppose it means, Batman?" asked the chief.
"It's the sort of card dispensed from fortune-telling machines, the kind found in amusement parks,"
said Batman, after examining the card. "But the only one of those for miles around is Gotham Amusement Park, and that's closed for the season," objected the chief.
"That would only make it easier for some crafty villain to use it as a hideout, and it's probably the Joker. The idea of using an amusement park as a base would appeal to him, and so would this message about who laughs last."
"So you think he's kidnapped the commissioner?" asked the police chief.
"Yes, there's no time to lose,"
said Batman. Faster than thought, the Batmobile pulled up outside the Gotham Amusement Park. The front gate had been altered to look like the grinning face of the Joker himself. Batman stood still and looked carefully around him. Everything had been boarded up for the winter. Every ride was still. Only the cars of the big wheel creaked eerily in the wind. There was no sign of life, except for the faint, tinny sound of a fairground organ wafting on the breeze. Batman followed the sound of the music. It grew louder and louder until he found its source. It was the Funhouse, as brightly lit up as when the amusement park was opened. The lights blinked invitingly as the music grew louder. The Caped Crusader entered cautiously.
"This is the Joker's idea of a challenge," he thought. "He's laid some carefully prepared trap, but I'm going to have to go in to find Commissioner Gorden."
Batman found himself in a small white corridor that seemed to grow narrower the farther he went. He suddenly realized that the corridor was growing smaller because the walls were closing in. All at once, gray, glinting knives sprang from the walls, threatening to tear him to shreds. Closer and closer came the knives, and closer came the walls, until at last Batman was fighting to hold them apart at arm's length. Suddenly, his arm brushed against one of the menacing blades. It bent. It sprang back into shape with a bounce. The knives were made of rubber. Then, when Batman grabbed one of the knives for support, it swung downwards with a clunk. It was really a secret lever operating a trapdoor. As the floor gave way, the crime fighter heard the Joker's ringing laugh. But Batman was always ready for anything, and he landed on his feet. Staring through the inky blackness, he thought he saw a flash of white teeth, and moved forward carefully, hoping to trap the Joker in the dark. Suddenly the lights came on, and there stood an angry, fierce gorilla, dressed in a clown suit.
"Congratulations, Batman!"
boomed the Joker's voice from a hidden speaker.
"For what my little pet will do for you, you have my sympathy."
The gorilla lunged, and only Batman's speed saved him. He took a small tranquilizer dart gun from his belt and fired it at the huge beast. Within seconds, the gorilla was snoring like a baby, lying in front of the only door in the room. Batman pulled the gorilla out of the way and opened the door to find a staircase, with the Joker nearly at the top. He chased the Joker as far up as he could, but the villain had quickly opened the door at the top and slammed it behind him, locking Batman out. The Caped Crusader opened the door with his lockpick to find yet another darkened room. But this time, when the lights came on, Batman saw nothing but bars where the walls should be. He was in a cage, and the floor was moving. Gears hummed as the cage went down like a lift. into an immense tank of water. Batman was going to drown.